doing some kind of here's part 2, because I just see my phone flash. But you always, as I was saying, you always need a taping knife when you're doing painting or anything like that. I thought I heard somebody coming in the door. So, yeah, I got taping knives all over the place. Actually, I had a bunch of taping knives in this box right here, and now I can't find not one of them. Have no clue. Oh, okay, I got my... Yeah, I do have a couple. Okay, here's one. This isn't really a taping knife, but you could use this to compound small little holes. I don't know. I had so many 4 and 6 inch taping and compounding knives, and guess what? I know there's none in here because I emptied this whole toolbox out the other day. But yeah, so I can't find a bunch of them. So, you know, I had to go buy a new one. This one now, I'm gonna actually keep this one in that toolbox because that's where my other 4-inch one came out of. That's now lost. Because what I usually do, actually, see, yeah, see, this is like a 3-inch, 2.5 inch. No, that's about a 3-inch. That's a 4-inch. I got a whole bunch of different size taping knives. Yeah, I guess. Let me put these over here. I wonder if they give you a bit. Something I wanted to check real quick. I wonder if they give you a bit with these number 2 Phillips spack fasteners. The Spacks are some of the best. Jeez, how do you open this thing? I don't want to whip the whole freaking box. Yeah. That's Home Depot for you. They glued the whole freaking wrong part of the box. Okay. There it is. See, that's why I like Spacks. Because you could just go like that and have a bunch of screws right there. But then when you want to take them up, you just drop them back in the box. And I don't want to empty this whole box. But I'm gonna, because I went to Home Depot. Oh, see, they do give you a number 2 bit. So this is the bit you got to use with these. Just take that out of here now. Let me put you guys down for a second. While I play 100. While I play 100 screws. Pick up over here. But there's a reason why I bought these Spacks screws. Okay, because there's a door in one of these apartments over here where I got my shop, and the people put friggin' whoever was there, I think I mentioned in my video, somebody put screws like this, no thread here. Okay, listen guys, when your screws, there's probably some of these doors. When these little screws in your door strip out or something or come loose, don't put this in your freaking door. You're doing more damage than good. First of all, this doesn't have any thread right here. Okay? You have a space. There's shims inside of here behind this piece of trim. You have a space between here and your 2x4 in the wall. Okay, there's a space in there. You put this screw in there, it's going this piece of wood right here that the trim rests on and hangs back a 1/4 inch. This piece of trim right here is only, let me show you. Here's your here's what's basically, here's the size of the wood. I'll hold this up here and demonstrate. Okay, you see that sitting flat? You see that's kind of sitting flush there? All right, that's the thickness of this door jamb. You know what I mean? This is your jamb. This is your casing. This is your strike plate. Here, there you go. Here you go. When you put one of these screws in here, okay, you're not grabbing the door jamb. And as you could see, if you could see inside of here, look it, I could stick the whole screw in here and wiggle it around. All right, so the odds, your screw, once you start putting long screws in there, there's the 2x4s right here where my finger is on this wall, and you can probably see it way up there. Okay, so yeah, there's a 2x4 in there, and this screw's gonna grab that. Okay, but you have nothing grabbing this. So guess what? Because there's a big hole in this casing, and you have no thread grabbing into the casing, this screw, as you're opening and closing the door, like here, as you're opening and closing, those screws, they might be in a 2x4 back there, but they're wiggling. You're wiggling these screws now, like this. Every time you open and close your door, the screws are wiggling. They're moving around in there. That's how the inside, that's how behind the freaking, that's how, you see this one's right up against the 2x4. So something like this, okay, you might get away with that because your 2x4 is flush up against this side. So actually they shimmed out, as you can see, what I was talking about, shims. Usually you see this big bunch of shims on both sides of the door. Okay, so yeah, okay, so this might grab over here, but as you can see, is if I'm holding this here, guess what? 9 out of 10 times they didn't screw this door jamb to the 2x4. They only nailed it with little nails. So if this is in here, again, I'll say the same thing. It's going to wiggle. Now you're going to strip out this screw hole behind the hinge all the way back here in your 2x4 because you're moving this bolt, this screw, these long screws aren't strong and they're wiggling around. That's why I got these screws. Because if you see these screws, these SPAC screws, you can't really tell on the camera, but the SPAC ones are, you can kind of see. These are thicker. The threads are wider. The thread on this screw, the camera will not pick it up. I don't know why, if you can see that, but if I hold it here, you can see. These threads are wider. This is a fatter screw. So use something like this, because the head of this screw, if you look at the head of that screw in there, and you look at the head of this screw in here, on here, you see that? The head of the screw is the same size as the head of the screw in there. And this little, where these screws are on the hinges, it has a little indent, a little groove, so the screw sits flush in the hinges. If your screws are popped out, if your screws aren't sitting in there flush in here, then you see how this screw is right here and this screw is right here. When you start putting all kinds of big screws in there and the heads of these screws aren't all the way in, now your door, then your door, actually I'll say now, but then your door is going to move over, and then guess what? Now these screws start getting loose and popping out because your door's not closing. And then your strike plate screws here start falling out, and people put these big giant screws in there and the heads start banging together. You're gonna just make a mess of the door and have to replace the door eventually. So just count on, if you're going to start throwing these in your door. You know what I mean? Trying to hit wood behind there. 9 out of 10 times you're not going to hit. They're not going to grab good. They're really not going to. So just get a longer screw. And I'll show you what the I probably got a bunch. Here we go, right here. See? I got a bunch of them. So here's the difference. That's the screw that's in the hinges right now. Because those are hollow doors. They're not heavy doors. So this is, as you can see, these strip out. What I just do with that long screw. When this little screw strips out, get something maybe, I have to put this in there now because they put, and I don't even think it was that. This is actually a thicker drywall screw here. They actually put, there we go. That's a better comparison. This is what they, well, this got a thread all the way down. But if you look at this, here, let's put this one on this side. Okay? So here's your problem. This screw came out. This screw was stripped. Now somebody put one of these in here. Look at the drywall screw compared to the thread on this screw. This is thinner. That's why your drywall screws aren't grabbing. Alright? So instead of putting these, and then you're graduating from this to that, trying to hold it a couple months later, you're putting that in there. You know what I'm saying? Couple months later, you're gonna graduate to that, and then hey, if that don't work, and I've seen this, and if that don't work, then people go and get one of, these, and once that's in it, guess what? Why I want to stand up? It's that's actually, believe it or not, you see how these screws are used right here? And this one won't stand up because of the head of it. But as you can see, I'll hold it there. Then you graduate to these. It's not going to stand up. Alright. Let me find another one. I don't know. I don't even know if I got. Anyways, you get the idea. I'm not gonna dig through my whole box. It's common sense. You get the idea. Oh, I know why. I'm in the wrong. Those other ones are in the bottom. But if this screw strips out again, what I'm gonna tell you is just get one that's a little bit longer and with a thread like this. Okay? And that's going to work for you. And make sure, actually this is not make sure you see the head on the screw. It doesn't matter. Even if it's, as long as the head of your screw got that V shape to it, it's going to fit in the hinge. And these ones actually these are actually like they got little flanges under here because they actually drill down into the wood and bite into the wood. So this will hold. This will actually work. You don't want heads of your screws like this when you close your door. You don't want two heads sticking out and banging together because that messes up your whole. Messes everything up. Just put it that way. I don't know. That's the best I could explain it. And these are, as you can see, multi-purpose construction screws. So you could use these for everything. For interior use. In wood, masonry, concrete, sheet metal, and plastic. Drywall screws are drywall screws. Remember that. You know what I mean? Deck screws are deck screws. Drywall screws are drywall screws. construction screws are construction screws, multi-purpose. So try to use the right screw. Also, construction screws are rated at a heavier, what do you call it? They could hold a lot more. Construction screw could hold a lot more weight than a drywall screw. See, here's some more spacks. What are these? These are 3-inch spacks. These are 2-inch spacks. But these are more for I don't know. That doesn't even go in there. I just throw stuff in here. But these are, I use these for cabinets, like hanging a cabinet, because they're a nice flat big panhead screw. So these really hold your cabinet on the walls. Make sure you hit the studs. See the nails? See the lines? When you hang your cabinets. If you don't got studs, put an anchor there. But yeah, these are more multi-purpose construction screws. Ideal, what's it say? What I just say? And I'll show you guys that. What I just say those screws are for. Ideal for, if my phone focuses, I'm sure it's focused enough for you to read that. Ideal for cabinetry. But same thing, you could use these on wood, everything. That's why spack screws are awesome. You don't have to go out and buy a bunch of different screws. You could actually use these screws, believe it or not. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't suggest using 2-inch screws, but because of the way these are here, under the head of the screw, you could actually use these for tile board too. The whole tile board down. Just don't overdo it. Now, I don't want to lose this bit. And if you look at these spacks bits, okay, you're going to use this bit only with these screws, guys. Alright? That looks like a number 2. Yeah. Looks just like a number 2, doesn't it? But if you... I'm not going to... Oh, yeah. Okay, you can kind of see it. This bit is not a regular Phillips. So this bit... trying to do this one-handed. Come here. Oh, obviously, this bench and countertop's not level, but let me try to get this bit in here. Okay, there we go. See that? The way that bit grabs? If you try using regular number 2 Phillips heads and these screws, you're going to strip out the bit or you're going to strip out the screws. You have to use this spacks bit. Well, I would. You don't have to. You could do whatever you want, really. If you want to. If you don't want to listen, do it the hard way. But I highly suggest you use that bit. When you buy spack screws, dig around the box. Use the bit that comes with the screws. Because if not, 9 out of 10 times, you're going to get pretty aggravated. Actually, I am going to just keep that bit in there. Hold on. I suggest you use the bit that comes. In there. And it's called the Uni-Drive. The Uni-Drive. Horrible phone. Anyways, this says Uni-Drive. Right there. Flathead. With zinc coating. Alright. So. Oh shit, my keys are. Look at that. Keys got stuck in there. Alright, so I'm going to end this video. I'm done rambling on and mumbling along here. But take my advice, don't take my advice, whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter to me. I know what to do and what not to do to get stuff done. I'm just trying to give you the best advice possible. But whatever, like, subscribe if you want. If not, no big deal. I'm not really trying to get YouTube famous. Anyways, I'm just making videos. So, if anybody I know, here's another screw. If anybody I know wants to watch my videos, I'm actually gonna probably start making videos of, I don't know if I could use my phone though, I gotta figure it out. I want to start making videos as I'm doing jobs, as I'm doing work, as I'm tiling, as I'm putting in floors, cabinets, and all that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'm always going to I'm going to keep making tool review videos and stuff like that to try to explain to people what tools are the best to use for certain jobs. Here's all my, this is probably the past year or so. As I explained before, yeah, I buy a lot of new tools. The problem is, I got tons and tons of packaging from all kinds of things that I buy, and here's lights and stuff that I had to replace on houses, and I still have boxes of old stuff, faucets. Like I say, I do all this stuff, guys. Some electrical stuff, some plumbing stuff, put up lights, fix toilets. And as you can see, I do it quite often. Here's one faucet, here's two faucets, here's three faucets. You look on the ground, here's one toilet piece, there's another toilet piece. Here's a sprayer for a faucet, there's some more. Here's another light I replaced for somebody. Light bulb. Gutters. So, when I say I do a lot of trades and stuff, even in here, here's another little room I have. Those are the seats in my Cadillac, so I could fit all my tools in there. I had to take out the back row seats, but here's one of my little rigid vacuums. Here's, like I said, I do painting. I have a bunch of painting stuff in here. Old rolls and stuff, rags, a shovel, another little shovel. There's more plumbing supplies, another toilet piece. This is the flapper, if anybody doesn't know what it is. There's my tile saw for doing tiles. Well, one of them. I have a better tile saw than that, but that's a cheap little tile saw. And here's a bunch of tile. And I don't worry about these if these are dirty, because you just give them a couple of. These things are pretty durable. You bang them on the ground a little bit, and as you can see, look at all this stuff that's how you clean your trowel. If you're lazy on the job and you don't clean it when you're supposed to, and it gets all kinds of stuff on it. This is more just, as you can see, this is a basement here, because I work on these condominiums here. So these are this is like a condominium, but nobody uses the storage down here. So the owner of the condos gave me all this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is the owner's little section that he keeps his little stuff in there. And then that's my wheelbarrow and ladders. I have a water heater here. Tons of siding. So basically all this stuff and all these other... Oh, yeah, actually, somebody uses this little... I'm not going to open that door because that's somebody else's door. But I don't even think this room just got a light bulb in it. Yeah, see? More just materials thrown in here. Some of this stuff was here. Some of this stuff, as you can see, the newer stuff is my stuff. The buckets and stuff are mine. There's a glass door. I got that glass door for free. Some extra plywood there. Because that glass door, I live in Connecticut. And one of the guys that actually lives in this condominium complex, he does a lot of jobs in New York City. So he works for a company that does like all custom showers. They do hotels and all kinds of stuff like that. So basically, when they order something like this, which I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet, but when they order something like this, a custom made, this door is, as you can see, that's an 8-foot freaking sheet of plywood right here. So that's an 8-foot, maybe longer, because if you see it, it's a little longer. Yeah, it's about an 8 foot and 5 inches, I would say. 8'4", 8'5" freaking glass door. So that's like a $600 freaking custom ordered door for a shower in some kind of a building. Probably like a motel, hotel, something. One of those big hotels in New York City. But anyways, they throw these in the garbage because it's the wrong size. So he had this on his truck one day. He was about to throw it in the garbage. He was like, "You want this door?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'll take it." Hey, you never know. One day I might build a custom shower in my house, and guess what? I got a free door. Solid. This is not no thin glass, as you can see. This glass is like, that is a thick glass door. Thing weighs 100 and something pounds, almost 200 pounds. I'm afraid that's why I got it resting on sheetrock so it doesn't hit the cement. But that's another one of my little rooms there. And then there's another one back there. I'm not even going to climb over everything and move everything. But there's another same thing, room back there. That one's got a bunch of sheetrock and stuff in it. Some of the stuff is in these other rooms. I mean, this is just basically a bunch of my stuff and a bunch of the owner stuff. You see what people do to his condos. You know, this is his rental property. They break everything and I fix it. But yeah, a bunch of stuff is his, a bunch of stuff is mine. But I know the guy for quite a long time. We're good friends, and I do a lot of work for him. So basically, you know, if I have something in there he could use, take it. No questions asked. If I need something that he has in there, I could take it and use it. No problem. You know. So that's how it goes. And I like to keep a lot of my tools and stuff here. This is because I do a lot of work over here. I got actually another guy I work for with another room about half of this size in a basement. Maybe one day I'll make a video of that. I don't know. I'm trying to get all my stuff out of that basement and bring it over here though, because the other guy is selling the house. So as you can see though, this place is kind of, I got furniture down here. Again, when I do houses, they change their cabinets around and stuff. So I just get all kinds of, that's a wine rack. I got this stuff. I did a job for some people, some other people I know real well. They gave me that piece of furniture. Like I get so much stuff, I don't even know what to do with it. But this is actually a really nice piece of furniture. It's a nice desk there. It's got some nice drawers up there. folds up, and then down here, it's got more storage. If you can see that, it's dark, so actually you could use this as a bar or a desk, because I'm pretty sure these spaces down here that you probably can't see really well. I don't know how good that's going to show up. It's not showing good up good on my camera, but you can put bottles and stuff down there, wine bottles or whatever. Then this thing actually costs, the lady paid like 250 bucks for that. It's not a cheap one. It's like a little ottoman, I guess. And you open the back, the underneath back there. You see I got a piece of wood on there, so it's not leaning up against the concrete, because I don't want it to get messed up. But that's like a brand new piece of furniture too. The legs go in the back of it. You just take the Velcro off. You undo the Velcro piece in the back, and the legs are stored inside. And then, I don't know, I got some random little black and white pictures there. Another customer gave me. Then there was a couple of pictures on the wall. Actually, the same people I worked for that I got this piece of furniture from. That's their sister. I did their sister's house. She gave me that thing when she was moving into her new house. I did I worked on her old house, then she sold it, then I worked on her new house. Then she had that in the garage. She was like, "Here, take that." I said, "Okay." I'm not gonna say no. $200 piece of furniture. And then the same people that gave me this, I think they gave me that family thing up there. Another thing, people buy stuff and then they don't want it and they throw it away or whatever, or they give it away. So I took it. Couple of pictures there, and then these two pictures on the wall. Same people that gave me that and the other stuff gave me those two pictures on the wall. I just got them hanging up here till I find something to do with them. And then the same lady, like I said, same lady that gave me that, which they're all family. She gave me this too. This is like you put this in your bathroom. Got a friggin' it's got a laundry basket in there. I don't know. You can put this in the bathroom or the hallway. Hang some towels off of this, whatever. Got a little storage rack. So, yeah, I got a bunch of stuff like that, like I said, for free. Oh, and the same thing. The lady that gave me that, her husband, like I said, was a sergeant. Her husband's a sergeant of police. And he got a new air compressor, so he gave me this one. Like, most of all my people that I work for, all the customers that I have and I work for, I was at their house last night, had dinner with them. The family, the people that gave me that right there. I go